Hey, what's up, guys? Spencer Rhodes here. So, Beth Greene was a character on The Walking Dead. She was introduced in season 2. She was a part of the Greene family. She was at the farm, and she got killed midway into season 5. So, as far as length goes, the character had a decent run. But honestly, I wish she lasted longer in the show, and I wish that even if they killed her in the middle of season 5, I just wish that they just completely handled it differently. Like the whole thing with her being separated from the group the whole time, and then right when they reunite, she gets killed. Like that just felt like a slap in the face. Like we had been waiting for Beth to reunite with Maggie and everyone else since the middle of season 4. And I'm not saying that we should have an obligation to, or that we're entitled to her returning to Maggie and them reuniting and the characters reuniting. I'm not saying that we're entitled to that, but just the way they handled that was just kind of asinine. I think that Maggie and Beth should have reunited. And the whole storyline with the hospital was just stupid. It was just stupidly handled. I remember in season 5 when I watched the first 3 episodes, and they're great. I love the first 3 episodes, but then there's episode 4 where it's Beth and that stupid hospital plot line, and it's just terrible. It's season 5 is a strong season, but that hospital plot line was just not good. And yeah, I think if you're going to kill off Beth in the middle of season 5, I understand what they were going for. I understand what they were trying to do. They were trying to kill off all the hopeful characters. First Bob, then Beth, and then Tyrese. They were trying to kill all the hopeful characters and, really sort of raise the stakes and break down these characters even more than they were already broken. That was sort of the theme of the season was, how much can these characters lose before it breaks them? And they're very, very close to breaking. That was sort of the development of the characters and part of their journey was just completely stripping them of hope and making them lose so much. And then right when it's almost too late, they find Alexandria, and at that point it changes the game, and it really changes the story once they get to Alexandria. But before then, they really had to be broken down and lose all hope. They reunited at the beginning of season 5, and then you still had to have emotional things happen, have things hurt the characters. So yeah, they kill all the hopeful characters, Bob, Beth, Tyrese. But I would have just had Beth be in the cart with everyone else. I wouldn't have Beth be separated and just sort of dangle her in front of you for so long and then not have a payoff. That's what happened. We waited so long for that payoff. We waited so long to just see Beth reunite with the characters. Then she gets killed, and it's that's supposed to be really tragic, Shakespearean irony, but it just seems so forced and just kind of disappointing. And yeah, I would have just had Beth be in the train car with everyone else. If you want to kill Beth because she's hopeful, fine, but have Beth be with Maggie, have Beth be with Daryl, have their friendship continue to develop. Have Beth be a part of the group and continue to be a part of the group, and then give her a tragic death. The whole hospital thing was just unnecessary. Everyone was just waiting for Beth to reunite with everyone, and then you just kill her off. It's just stupid. The way they did that was stupid, and I really liked Beth. I liked her as a character, and I used to have a crush on her, but yeah, I really like the way that she handled Herschel's death, and she stayed optimistic, and her relationship with Daryl, like, I don't care if they got together or not. I thought it was good. Some people say that Beth was useless, but Beth developed Daryl a lot. Her interactions with Daryl, that was a big part of Daryl's development and what influenced Daryl and what changes Daryl, over the course of the show. And yeah, she was just really adorable, just like this, like 90-pound blonde farm girl. She was just like a ball of sunshine. And I would have been okay with her making it to season 6, but if they're gonna kill her off in season 5, just have her be with the other characters, have her be with everyone else, and her relationship with Daryl continues to grow and evolve, and she continues to influence him, and her relationship with her sister Maggie, because for so long in the show she was just literally a background extra. She was a background extra in season 2. She was a background extra in season 3. In season 4, they start to give her story, but then in the middle, she gets separated. That's it. And then when they reunite, she gets killed. Is that satisfactory to you? It's not satisfactory to me. Like, if you're gonna kill her off, fine, but you could have done it better. The whole thing with, right when they reunite, a bullet goes through her head. Oh, it's a good storytelling. No, it's not. It's cliched, tragic irony that's just kind of a cheap way out of having the characters dramatically reunite and be together again, and you just wanted this really tragic moment, and you just kind of forced it. That's what I feel like happened, and that's why a lot of people were upset when Beth died, and a lot of people to this day are upset that Beth died. I'm one of them. I don't know if Beth was, for me, the worst death in The Walking Dead, the one I disagree with the most. It's definitely up there. It's probably the second most, the death that I disagree with the most behind Abraham. It's definitely Abraham and Beth for me. Merle's up there, but I really did like Merle's entire death episode. It wasn't really his death, it was just that he was so underused and then they killed him off. But as far as his death episode goes, that was good. But yeah, Beth and Abraham for me, their deaths were just completely disappointing, and it seemed like right when the characters start to get just a little bit to work with, just a little bit of material, you got to punish them for that and kill them off and have, for the sake of this big tragic thing, and it's just not worth it. And it was just kind of forced. Like I said, I don't know anyone that liked the hospital storyline. No one liked the hospital storyline. That's not true. I'm sort of being dramatic, but a lot of people didn't. Like I said, I don't know a lot of people that liked Dawn or the hospital storyline, and it just seemed forced. And the whole thing with Maggie, Maggie never mentions Beth. There's so long, 15 episodes straight where Maggie she doesn't even mention Beth. I understand that you're accepting the possibility that she's dead, but just mention her a couple of times. She's just like Glenn, or she's just happy, or she just acts like she doesn't have a sister at all. And then at the very, 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 very last second, they tell her, "Oh, Beth's alive," and she's like, "Oh my God, my sister's alive! Yay!" And it's just like, you didn't give a shit before. You acted like you didn't even have a sister, and then she acts like she has a sister again, and then 5 minutes later, Beth dies. And then Maggie just breaks down and has this really dramatic moment, and it's just like, oh, give me a break. You weren't that upset when you thought she was dead before. You were all happy and cheerful and obsessed with Glenn. And then all of a sudden you act like you have a sister again, and then she's dead, and you're supposed to have this big dramatic, horrible crying moment, and you're just devastated and destroyed, and it's supposed to be this big plot line for your character development. That just doesn't add up. That doesn't make any sense. If Maggie didn't give a fuck about Beth for 15 episodes straight, she shouldn't just all of a sudden give a fuck about Beth. Beth dies, and then Maggie's just destroyed, and we're supposed to feel that. It didn't work. That didn't work. So yeah, just the way they handled her character and her death was shitty. If you wanted to kill off all the hopeful characters in season 5, I'm not necessarily against that, but the whole thing with forcing Beth to just be away from everyone. And then right when they reunite, she gets killed. That was just kind of forced and stupid, and it wasn't very good writing, and it was kind of cliched writing. So, did Beth die too soon? I mean, yeah, I would have liked to see her in season 6. If they have her just be with the group the whole time, be in the train car, and they developed her relationship with Daryl and Maggie a little bit more, and evolve her character a little bit more with the group, with the characters, and then they killed her off in the middle of season 5, I think that would have been okay. So yeah, I just think the way they did it, the way they structured it, the way they just forced her away from them and had her be at the stupid hospital, and then at the very last second she gets killed, it was just stupid. I didn't like it. It left a sour taste in my mouth, and I'm never gonna completely forgive it. I didn't like it. I didn't like how it was handled. But yeah. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. I make 1 to 2 Walking Dead videos per day, so please hit that subscribe button. Right now we are at 314 subscribers. My goal is to try to get to 400 in the next few months. So just remember, every subscriber counts. Every bit of support matters and is very appreciated. And with all that said, I am Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you guys later. Bye.